Yo, this is what I'm talking about, okay? This is what I'm talking about. We just got Kaiju number 8, chapter 122, and I just love how Kafka is just, he's such a presence right now. Like, yo, everyone is seeing him like, yo, damn, this is number 8? This is what Kafka is capable of? And just to think that Kafka went from a person who had 0% combat power without, using his suit in the defense force to someone where everyone's watching him fight on behalf of the human race. I love it. I love how this chapter displayed how powerful Kafka is and how powerful, this ancient kaiju is. We actually get the name of it. I can't remember what they said. They called it some type of kaiju. When I get to that page as we do the review, I'll say the name or attempt to say the name. I'm not going to say I'm going to get it right, but I'm going to attempt to say the name. But also, not only that, my boy Ging is crazy. Like I said in previous reviews, the man one-liners be enough to make up for a whole chapter.
Almost thought you were trying to get yourself killed.
The fact that he's watching Kafka go in and fight this ancient kaiju, and he was like, yo, this ancient kaiju is something we've never seen before. But what's really pissing me off the most is that number 8 is a cut above that. Like, I don't know why, just the fact that he's like acknowledging Kafka as being the strongest. I just felt like that was just an epic moment. We had everyone else just pretty much watching, but Ging was the only one who gave words like, yo, damn, this is number 8? This is what he's capable of? I don't think there's no way I could stand up to this guy. And I don't know why. Some people might say it's a small moment, a small panel. I shouldn't be so happy about it, but that shit made my day. I got to that panel, I was like, if only Kafka could see what you, or hear what you just said, it would have been priceless, man. I loved it. And then just seeing how, far as we got some callback to the general, and I don't know, it's kind of messed up that we'll never see him again. But far as the blasts that the general was doing when he was facing off against number 9, also when he was facing off against Kafka, he can only do 2 of those blasts, and he struggles to do that. But you have it where this ancient kaiju is just shooting it like it's nothing. It shows how the level of power that this kaiju actually acquired, and now that it has the intelligence of number 9. It's gonna be dangerous because it's gonna have the ability to think. So I feel like the series, I was kind of leaning towards the series was coming to an end, but I don't know now, because I feel like now that it has the intelligence of number 9, if it feels threatened, it will escape. It will have the thought process to get away, to live and fight another day. Think about all the battles we've seen number 9 in where he was almost outmatched or he was on the verge of dying. He was smart enough to say like, yo, that's it for the day, I'm done. Like when he absorbed the general and Kafka and Ging was trying to take him down, he was like, yo, I'm done. My body isn't fully recovered from absorbing the general and number 2, so it'd be foolish for me to keep fighting y'all. I would risk being killed. He left. Also, when he was on beating Hawk, what's his name? Damn, I can't even think of his name right now. But Reno and the other guy, I can't think of his name. The other guy, he's pretty dope as well. But you have it where number 8 steps in and beats number 9 up, and he was like, "Yo, you know what? You surprised me. You're a lot stronger than I was expecting, number 8. I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here.
Retreat for now. There is no path to retreat."
And he escapes. So, this ancient kaiju has the intelligence of number 9 now. So if it does get backed into a corner, it's a good chance that it's going to run away and live to fight another day. Now, it might have some type of anger to the fact that it's actually being pushed back. It's never experienced that before, so there's a chance that it might not turn out the way with him retreating. It might turn out to he might have a pride thing, similar to like they said about number 2, because he does have number 2 absorbed in him within him as well. When you think about number 2, when they were talking about him in season 1 or the earlier chapters of the manga, they said he was very prideful. He fought to the very end.
A sense of pride so strong that it didn't give up until the moment it died.
So there's a chance that personality may come to the forefront of this ancient kaiju. We just don't know, but I feel more so like it's going to try to retreat. But we see that it's about to undergo a transformation. We're about to see its real self, its true self, and I'm very curious how that form will look. Number 9, I guess he's completely gone. We won't see him again. I kind of feel mad about that because number 9 was a great villain, and he really set the stage or the tone of this series, where was curious to see how much more he was going to learn, how much he was going to develop as a villain, and what new countermeasures he would make against the Defense Force. I was looking forward to that week on a week by week basis. But now that he's completely gone, I don't know. I don't know what this ancient kaiju is going to do now. But we're about to get into the chapter review, man. I rambled long enough about the stuff that stood out to me the most. I might notice more stuff as I go back through the chapter with you guys. So make sure you subscribe, hit that bell for all notifications, man. I greatly appreciate it, man. You better subscribe, man. It's free. It don't cost you a thing. Do it. Nah, I'm just messing with y'all, man. Do what you want to do, man. Live life, have fun. But the chapter starts off where we got Kafka standing there. You got the little drone in the background. Now, I would have loved if we got to the point where, I don't know if you remember in season 1 of the anime when, Kafka transformed to save Kikaru. There was a moment where, they had drones watching all the people where they were trying to train or do that test to get into the Defense Force. There was a moment where Kafka and them was emitting so much energy. Kafka and the kaiju he was facing off against, they were emitting so much energy that the drones, pretty much the cameras on the drones kind of fried, and they couldn't actually see what was going down. I would have loved if a situation like that would have actually took place, as far as the people that's in the command station watching, as far as the people on the battlefield, they're actually bearing witness to it. So either or. But you have it where the chapter starts off with Kafka standing there. He's in front of number 9. You got the drones flying, looking at him, and they see that number 9 is ancient kaiju is unscathed. And you got it where the people are thinking, Kafka is thinking to himself like, yo, after gaining number 9's power and intellect, this kaiju is more powerful than it was 400 years ago. And I believe they call it a Meireki. Hopefully I'm saying it right. Meireki Kaiju. That's the name of it, I'm guessing, but it's way stronger now than it was in the past. And you got it where Kafka says, unless I defeat it here today, the catalysm that took place back in the day will spread across the whole entire world. That's how big of a threat this creature is. And I wonder, with this type of kaiju, if it's more versions of this kaiju out there, like other different ones, like, ones that's been around even longer than 400 years, ones that's been around 1,000 years. I'm very curious if there is more like that, and will we actually see it? I feel like number 9 actually had the knowledge of that when he made the statement saying like, yo, I am the strongest kaiju on the surface, meaning that there may be even more Meireki kaijus like this beneath the Earth's surface. Now, that's just a speculation, but you got it what Kafka says, let's do it, and he starts charging towards this ancient kaiju, and he starts punching in. You can see that the force that kaiju is pushing, that Kafka is pushing out, is sending this ancient kaiju flying in the opposite direction, and it's just, this shit just looks dope as hell. Kafka isn't stopping. He's going in, he's boxing this dude in the air, and the shock waves from his blows is pushing the other members of the Defense Force back. You got it where you got your boy Hoshina looking from afar like, yo, this is Kafka. You got it with Mina, she's covering her face. Like, these are all epic moments in my opinion. I'm sorry, man, I'm a little amp. I love Kaiju number 8. It's my second ongoing series right now, and my first main ongoing series. It only drops chapters every 3 months now. So, you know what I'm saying? So I got to get a little amp when it comes to Kaiju number 8. But you got it where they're clashing in the air, and it just looks amazing, man. Everyone's looking with just shock. But you got it where this ancient kaiju uses his tail to grab Kafka and send him flying into the buildings. Man, hey, look, I can't wait for the anime to catch up with this. I just can't wait. Then you got it with Kafka flying through the building. As he's flying through the building, number 9 pops up right above him and starts clashing with him even more. Kafka manages to get away from him. Next thing you know, you see this ancient kaiju charging up a blast, and it turns out to be the main burst blast that number 2 was doing, all those many years ago before it was subdued, as well as one of the abilities that the general was using as well. And you got it where the new general is like shouting like, oh nah, this blast is crazy. It shoots it towards Kafka, and Kafka is like, yo, you firing at the ground? Like, yo, You trying to turn this place to a vacant lot, you dumbass. And yo, he kicks the blast straight in the air, yo. Oh my gosh, this shit looks so amazing. That if that blast would have hit, I'm assuming it would have wiped out everything in the area. Now my question is, would the defense force warriors or soldiers have been able to survive that? Now I know not the weaker ones, they probably would have been dusted, but I'm like far as like Mina, you know, Hoshina and Gin, would they have been able to survive that blast had it connected to the ground? Let me know your thoughts on that down below, man. I'm curious to hear how y'all feel about the defense force, if they can take that blast or not. But you got it where the blast gets sent up to the air, it ends up exploding, and then you got it where this ancient kaiju is just like, he's actually shooting a barrage, and he's shooting many more blasters. So Kafka takes flight to the air. You see like energy or thrusters coming from his feet. He flies towards the air and he's dodging these blasters. You have it where the blasters are coming towards him again, and he uses the thrust from his feet to make all the bombs in the air actually explode. This panel was epic, man. You got it where the people in the center is just like, yo, all shots avoided, all shots avoided. But then you got it where one blast actually looks like it's about to hit Kafka. It connects, it explodes, and then, you know, this ancient kaiju follow up with a even more vicious barrage towards Kafka in the explosion. Now I'm not sure if all these blasts actually connected or if they were actually exploding from the explosion of the first blast. But of course you got Mina looking from afar. You got Gin where he starts talking. He's like, yo, this is frustrating. Yo, ISO struggled, the general, he struggled to fire 2 of these shots, and this thing is just blasting them off, all, you know, blasting a dozen off of them so casually. This is insane. And you got it where the new general is saying the original number 2 kaiju couldn't even pull off a stunt like that. It couldn't blast off this many fireballs from its from its ability. It's saying that this ancient kaiju took this power and made it its own and took it far beyond what even the original host used it for. And you got it where everyone's watching from the station. They're saying there's no doubt about it, this kaiju that just emerged is the strongest in history. It's the most outrageous monster of them all. And of course you got it where Gin and Hoshina are both looking, but Gin goes to say, but what frustrates him the most is that number 8 is even a cut above that. And you got it that Gin is a little bit jealous of how powerful Kafka has become. And I don't know, I like that, man. I just really like that, because just to think how Kafka went from being one of the weakest members in the whole entire defense force to being their greatest weapon, their greatest asset. I love it. But you got it where Kafka gets right in front of this ancient kaiju face and just hits it with a barrage of blows, man. You know, the way these blows look, it really make me think of One Punch Man. The scene where, what was his name? I think his name was Puri or something along those lines. But there's a scene where he was fighting the Sea King, and after he struck the Sea King, he was like, yo, those some really strong punches, but you know what your punches are lacking? The intent to kill. Every blow needs to be a finishing blow. And then the Sea King went to punch the hell out of Puri. Hopefully I'm saying his name right. And as he did that, you know what I'm saying, the way number 8 face body looks right here is how that dude face looked when he got pummeled by the Sea King. That's just what it reminded me of when I saw it. But you got it where Kafka is punching him so hard that the ground around him is beginning to crumble, showcasing how powerful Kafka has actually become. Then you got it where he's standing over the pummeled body of this ancient kaiju. You got the people saying like, yo, keep going and finish it off. Then Kafka makes the statement that surprised the hell out of me. He says, yo, please extend the restricted area to a radius of 5 kilometers. He's coming out. So that means this whole time it wasn't even in its true form. This whole time it was just using the body of number 9 to see what it can do, in this new era. Now he's like, yo, this dude is a bit much. It's time I show him the real me. This is insane. The chapter ends on this clip. Oh my gosh, every chapter for Kaiju number 8 is a damn huge cliffhanger. It always leave you wanting more. I need more of this, man. I need more of this. But this was a hell of a chapter, man. I don't know what stole the show, Kafka being so overwhelmingly powerful. number 8, the new number 9 getting a new form, or the ancient kaiju getting a new form, Gin and his statements, or you know what I'm saying, just everyone else bearing witness to what Kafka was truly capable of. I don't know what stole the show, but I know I loved it. Man, let me know y'all thoughts on this chapter down below, man, and I will catch y'all in the next one, man. Peace.